Ndị be anyị ekeneni m unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sị na ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo midia ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasịta maka ana Igbo and Igbo community and ihe debe na Nigeria. Ya bụ ife ka anyị na-ewetara unu na Igbo midia. Dịka isi wee na-esole anyị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị ị na-abịa n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo midia, kabaru ka i subscribe and turn on your notification ka ị lapụ miss any of our update dịka anyị na-etikwu ya n'ilu akwụkwọ kwa mgbe. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasịta maka ka ya bụ ife si ada and gbasịta maka ka ya bụ ife si akpọtụ n'ala Igbo. Biko mma achọ ka ige ya bụ ife. Ihe a bụ Biafran Prime Minister MAZI EKPA. O nwere ife okwu n'ilu akwụkwọ mma achọ ka unu ga-esi ya bụ ife ọ na-adọrọpụrụ anyị ifu nche n'ilu akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile okwu. Alright, over to you, sir.
So, and when this kind of issue occurs, it is not in my hand to change the clock or turn things around. Many people who may not succeed may take offense, but that is exactly how the job is. So I was not actually expecting anybody to come and show appreciation or to, I believe many of them may be listening to me today on this space and where they are. And it is not Finland, it is Poland, not Finland. So the working visa was Poland. And so those who succeeded, and then many people do not like the work. They went there and they didn't like the work. There was one that, really, really, pained me personally because, and I know he's listening because he was following the Biafra struggle then. I don't know about now. And the person left his bag and the father picked him up to Sweden. That's where, he ran to Sweden. And with this kind of attitude, the company will never ever accept anybody from that our side, because the people came to work and with the visa and everything, and then you say he's sick, and then the brother came from Sweden to pick the person, and that's how the person disappeared. And went to probably go there to seek asylum. So the thing is that with this kind of attitude, you block other people's opportunities to come. And that's why many people did not even get interview at the embassy, and those who get interview, they have one problem or the other, because the same people who give this job are also reporting when other people came and they disappeared. So somebody picked them to go to a place they feel they're going to have a better opportunity or something like that. So these are the things that affect other people, in that particular field. So yes, other people got, other people didn't get, and I'm happy you are one of those who didn't get and you are here today. Okay, so it is one of those things. I was not expecting people to pay appreciation. I am doing this as a humanitarian job. I have done humanitarian work almost all my life, including when I was back in Africa. I help people to aspire to whatever they want to be. I help people from when I was doing sports. It was just part of me. I am happy to see people being happy. So once I can be able to make you happy, it gives me energy. So this is just who I am. And I think more of others than myself. I am kind of person that will use whatever I have to make you happy, even when I'm suffering. And that's how I was trained, and that I have not changed it today. And that's why you see that I put in my life on the Biafra, even when there is a health risk and all that. I don't care, so long as I see there is a result coming from what is happening. I remember when I was doing broadcast every now and every night. Nobody, I'm not sleeping. People get worried. People got worried. Everybody's calling me that time. Please, we don't want you to break down. We don't want you to do this. I was making broadcasts every hour, 3 times a day. Even the IPOB Nigerians, they were all surprised. How can this guy be making broadcasts 3 times a day? He is coming every day. He has come in the morning, has come in the day. We're monitoring and monitoring. So nobody has that kind of energy. But because I see that what I was doing was yielding result. And today I'm not making broadcast, right? I'm not coming every day to make broadcast. The job has been done and the movement is moving like a train. That is who I am. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, my PM. Please, thank if you. I have opportunity, I have two more. Thank you.
If there is chance, you will. Let's give the microphone to Biafra Unite, and then Betty, if the Prime Minister is still here, we will see continue. Biafra Unite, please grab the mic.
Thank you, my comrade, Pastor Van Van Vam. Your Excellency, Prime Minister of the BLGIE, MAZI Simon Ekpanjoko, I greet you with a loud voice. Thank you for your great work you are doing. I have two recommendations, but that will come at the end of my questions. So the first question is, for the past few days, after the Biafra Liberation Army released the Yoruba soldier serving the zoo who came to attack and slaughter our people, but was intercepted. Then Sunday Iboho sent you a direct message through voice note, which was aired publicly and went viral. So since then, the Afon Jazz, it seems like the internet has remained quiet. I only saw one person attacked you. I think that was early today. But since then, all the Afon Jazz have remained mute. So, because of the shock of a man that they once supported as their leader before the fraudulent emergence of Tinubu as the zoo president, now addressed you as my prime minister. So, my question out of this is, although I am aware that we have not been fighting, we have never fought any tribal war in this Biafra, liberation movement. But some people mistook us. They took us for granted. They even saw us as if we are fighting against them, and they began to fight against us when we are not fighting against them. So, do you think that this is an opportunity to rekindle the already deteriorated, relationship between the Biafran people and the Yoruba people? That's my first question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Biafra people and Yoruba people. I don't know whether I will use whether the right word is Yoruba people, but we don't have any problem with those Yorubas that are fighting for Yoruba nation. But we cannot shy away from the Afonjas. We have problem with Afonja, and Afonja is defined as somebody, a Yoruba person who is betraying the Yoruba struggle or the Duduwa nation struggle. These are regarded as Afonja. Just like we have our Ifejina in the Biafra struggle. So with these Afonjas, we can never like them. Just like we never like Ifa Ifejina. So it is the same thing. But of course, the ones that are fighting for the one nation remain our allies and our friends. Those are the people we like, and we can never address them as Afonja. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, the second question takes me to the Zoo Janjaweed. Based on their publication a couple of days and hours ago, they said, the Nigeria army has taken serious note of a disturbing video circulating online, posted by the self-acclaimed Prime Minister. This is now the Zoo Janjaweed, not the Zoo media. They say self-acclaimed Prime Minister of IPOB, although they now deviated and use of IPOB to continue deceiving themselves. And then they mentioned your name, Simon Ekpa. And then it did not end there. They continued. They said, in the appalling footage, an ex-soldier, Corporal Toriola Adewale, who honorably retired from the Nigerian army 6 years ago. All na lie, we all know that. And then they said was subjected to brutal torture by the so-called IPOB/Biafra Liberation Army. Now, to me, I call it the dagger and the straw that breaks the camel's back. Despite them adding IPOB there, usually or normally they should have said IPOB/ESN. That is how they usually write it. But this time around, they came to reality. They came back to life and said Biafra Liberation Army. So by using the real name of our army, should we now see this move, this latest move by the Janjaweed as the beginning of their total downfall and neutralization in Biafra land and the complete victory of Biafra Liberation Army against them?
Of course, and you remember that I said any day they begin to acknowledge Biafra Liberation Army, that will be the beginning of the end. And let me tell you today, generals has fallen in Biafra land. I mean, Nigeria terrorist generals. Why have they not talked about it? I'm talking about many generals, many major, many colonels has fallen in this war that is going on. Now, why are they not talking about it? It is somebody who we decided to give as a gift to our Yoruba nation people. They didn't know how many people that fall that the same day that person was captured by the Biafra Liberation Army. They will not announce it. And the reason we decided to do that has actually begun to yield the desired result. So I will not talk too much. Adewale is you have united with his family. It's fine, So and the confirmation has come from the family as well. I have communicated with the Yoruba nation, and they have received him, and he's fine. So that's enough. We don't need to start flogging that. But our focus remains on the Nigerian terrorists. Continue to deal with them, delegitimize them in Biafra land until they are no more. We will fight them until even if one person is remaining from their side, we will still fight that one person. That's where we are. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Now my last question. Excuse me. The Samzu army was calling the international community to help them kidnap you and rendition you to the Zoological Republic. And you made a tweet which says that, to clarify the issue, that it wasn't because of the video that pushed them to make the statement and start calling the international community to come and rescue them. That it was because of the meetings, this series of high-level meetings that BIAFRA is having with our lobbyists in America, that they are
destroyed. That Biafra land, they told you that Simon EKPA is bringing in security. They have found safe haven and security in that same Biafra land. What is that? What does that tell you? It tells you that we have defeated Nigeria. It tells you that the Biafra government have succeeded in making Biafra land the only secure place in the entire Nigeria area. And the only agenda and the only motive they have is to continue to push for the destruction of Biafra land. Since they have not succeeded in using their military uniform and police to destroy our land, they now want to use the people they called internally displaced. There are places in Yoruba land. There are enough land in Yoruba land. There are enough land in Lagos. Lagos is secured. We are calling on them. The so-called president today is from Yoruba land. So Yoruba land is secured. They must move these people to Yoruba land or to other parts of Nigeria where they believe they have control over. Because Biafra land is not safe for them. I am telling you the fact. We can never guarantee any security of anybody from northern Nigeria in the name of coming to seek refugee. It is not yet time for you to come to Biafra land to seek refuge. We will grant you refugee We will grant you asylum in accordance with international law. We will give you asylum protection only and only when Biafra become an independent state. At this point, we are in the state of war with the Nigeria terrorist state. Just the reason why they have chased you out of your ancestral land is the reason men have risen up in Biafra land and they are armed. All of you from northern Nigeria that are looking for safe haven in Biafra land, I want to inform you that our men are paying the price that will make our women not to leave their ancestral land and move to ADP camp. Men are dying for it. And for that reason, it is not yet time for us to allow anybody or any infiltrator from any part of Nigeria or from any part of the world to come to our land and live freely while people are dying and fighting the same government that has made your life miserable in your own country and your own nation and your own state. This particular emergency space today is to call the attention of whoever that is involved in this threat against Biafra people to understand that we will resist you in the morning, we will resist you in the afternoon, we will resist you in the night. And that facility that they say is a place where they are going to be staying and learn, I am telling you the fact, it is going to raise down. We will raise it down. You will come back to Biafra land when we have become an independent state, recognized by the United Nations. We are not going to be distracted by this shambolic love that these invaders and enablers in our land are trying to show. They never love you. I want those who have actually been deceived by their propaganda that Simon Ekpa is destroying Biafra land to ask yourself question. Is it not the same Biafra land Simon Ekpa is destroying that they want to now, that they have found to be the only safest place for people in the northern Nigeria, displaced people in northern Nigeria to come and live? It is not going to be possible. We are not going to say that we will not accept refugees when the time comes, but I'm just telling you today that now is not the right time for any person to come to Biafra land in the name of refugee. We do not have that particular atmosphere. We do not have that particular conducive environment. We do not have that secured environment for you who have been displaced in northern Nigeria to come with your hate and your terrorism to our land at this point. It is not going to be accepted by us, and we are going to resist it. So what I'm trying to say today is that those coming to Biafra land, your security of life and property will never ever be guaranteed. Not by the Nigeria state, not by the Biafra government. You're on your own. And whatever you see, you take. Do not blame anybody. This warning goes to whoever that is involved, the enablers in our land, Hope Uzodimma and his group, to understand that you know what we can do. And you know what we have been doing. If you think you are going to take this warning for granted, let them come. And the rest will be history. Thank you very much. I want everybody to ask very relevant questions, especially those who have been doubting our resolve in securing Biafra land. Today, your eyes should be open. That among all the states in Nigeria, it is the Biafra land that they say is insecure, Simon Ekpa have destroyed, is the only place they found secure to bring northern displaced people to have a refugee and have training in Biafra land. That is completely unacceptable. We are going to accept them when they have gone through our screening, which is going to be introduced by only Biafra government, and we are going to ascertain that the people coming are not terrorists. We will give them refugee status. We'll give them protection in accordance with international law. But at this point, anybody coming from northern Nigeria will be regarded as a terrorist. You never liked us. You hate us with impunity, and we will never ever accept you. So until Biafra become an independent state, we are in the state of war. And I hope you understand what is going on. So we urge those who are being deceived to understand that if you come to Biafra land, believe me, your security will never ever be guaranteed. And because we love human life, we respect life and dignity of people, and we want to put this warning ahead of time, because we are never going to sacrifice or compromise our own security for the security of anybody. The security of Biafra women and children is the utmost priority of the Biafra government. And we're not going to compromise that in order to be called good people, or in order to be people to praise us or anything. No. We don't need your praise. We don't need your acknowledgement. Our only responsibility as a government of Biafra is to make sure that our women will not be looking for a place to go and seek refuge in the southern Nigeria, in Yoruba land, or in the northern Nigeria, or in Middle Belt. We'll make sure our women will be protected in our land, in Biafra land, and we're not going to leave our ancestral land for anybody. That particular agenda has been achieved by the Biafra government using the Biafra Liberation Army resistance fighters and all Biafra armed group that has made it possible that our land is today a secured place for people to even think of coming to build any facility for training internally displaced people in the northern Nigeria. Isn't that very awkward situation?
And by Ekenekwen Mono, Kunisina na Igbo media, boy by si wotero na yabo osi di oke mkpa. Masta maka ya bụ ife Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'elu akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Eke ife were ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile okwu gasị dị iche iche dropụrụ anyị ife iche n'elu akwụkwọ na comment section na Igbo media. Ndị be anyị asị na n'Igbo ya adị na ya dị ka echi ada agwụ ọgwụ. Ise. Thank you and God bless you.